So I got a funny story to tell you guys, and it's a story that pretty much tells you straight up that when you have that little voice that pretty much tells you that you're not gonna like something, and you pretty much get a funny feeling that something is going to be very disappointing, don't listen to that funny feeling. Just go for it. You'll pretty much find something that'll take you by surprise, like this little zinger pretty much took me by surprise. So today I pretty much went into GameStop and entered into society after I pretty much beat Borderlands 3, and I pretty much got tired of it after a while because I've been playing it for like weeks on end now, and I finally beat the game, and now I'm just doing side mission and everything. I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna try and look for another game where I pretty much will sit down, play something completely different or something familiar or something I haven't even picked up and played at all. So I went into GameStop and pretty much walked in, and then all of a sudden, staring right at me, dead in my face, in the PS4 section, there was Mega Man 11. Now, I never played Mega Man 11. I played every other game in the series, which is Mega Man 1 all the way up through 5. So basically I played half the series, but I never really played the rest of the Mega Man games. And the only games that I actually dabbled with that pretty much have Mega Man in the title is Mega Man X or Mega Man 0. But other than that, I never played anything from the Mega Man series. I never even beat a Mega Man game. The only one that I think I only beaten that wasn't even part of the mainstream Mega Man series was probably Mega Man and Bass for the Game Boy Advance. And I'm pretty sure that doesn't really give me enough bragging rights because I heard that was considered the worst Mega Man game out of all of them. I mean, I know there was a game called Mega Man Soccer, and I know how much that one sucked. So I saw Mega Man 11 pretty much staring at me in the face, and I decided to, why the hell not? It's $14, and there was no way in hell I was going to pay like more than that when the game first came out. Even if it was a Mega Man title, I'm sorry, that's not me. I finally decided to just go ahead, pick up the game, and pretty much decided to play it. So after pretty much getting it,
this game makes my dick rock hard!
But I know what you guys are probably wondering. Kent, it's been like 11 to 12 months since the game was released. Why didn't you play the game to begin with, and what bad feelings did you have about the game? Well, I'll tell you what bad feelings I had about the game. Because every single time when I pretty much put my heart into a game series that I actually like, or a game series that I pretty much like have the highest regard for, somehow, some way, in any way, shape, or form, a company was going to come and mess it all up, like fuck it all up and everything like that. I understand that it's not like that all the time, but let's take a look at some of the games that just came out this year. Fallout 76 was a huge disaster, and even though I'm not a big Fallout fan, I have a lot of friends that pretty much play the Fallout series, so I can understand their disappointment and frustration when they pretty much were promised an actual good game that didn't really turn out well. And then the same with the Wolfenstein games and every other game that you could pretty much think of that came out company with the same freaking people who pretty much made the same game that is part of a line of a huge franchise, and then they keep on mucking it up. And I think the biggest example of that is Sonic Team with Sonic the Hedgehog, because they don't even know what the hell to do with the character. And it's like every once in a while there's always a hidden gem that they pretty much push out, but then other times it would be a huge disappointment. And I think the only thing that pretty much made me think that I was going to be disappointed with Mega Man 11 was the fact that Mighty Number 9 was supposed to be the biggest promise to be the next best thing next to Mega Man. Turns out it wasn't. It was a glitchy, buggy, messed up mess that pretty much didn't even live up to the franchise. And even though it was made by the same creator who gave birth to Mega Man, it was still a piece of crap. So that's what I thought that Mega Man 11 was going to be. Well, partly of that much, because it's been years since a Mega Man title was released, and I didn't think I was going to like it. I didn't look up any of the reviews. I didn't listen to the completionist point of view. I didn't watch Gilly the Kid or anybody who pretty much played the game. I pretty much tried to keep myself in the dark for as long as I can until I finally got around to playing the game. But when I pretty much say I'm going to try out the game, obviously there's some stuff that keep coming up, and you know, I pretty much chose Mega Man X over that game entirely because Mega Man X was the game I grew up with. So here I finally did get Mega Man 11, and I finally sat down and played the game. And what do I have to think about it? I was wrong. Like, I was 100% completely wrong with going with my gut, because Mega Man 11 turns out to be the best game out of the entire franchise, in my honest opinion. Like, I know it's taken me 12 months to pretty much play this game and to actually give it a shot, but Lord almighty, this game is freaking amazing. The game was actually a really huge freaking surprise to me. I didn't really expect to like this game as much as I did, and the story was pretty much like just as basic as ever, but the gameplay style and everything is just familiar, as well as a couple of things that they pretty much throw in there to pretty much try to spice up the game a little bit. And also, I love the fact that the double gear system is pretty much making the game more interesting and everything. Like, there's like, you can make Mega Man pretty much slow down time just so you can pretty much get through obstacles at a faster pace and everything, or you can pretty much like use the power gear to pretty much, you know, power up his, you know, his power and everything like that. And the story is just as basic as ever. Dr. Wily pretty much comes out of nowhere, steals more robot masters, uses them to pretty much go up against Mega Man, and so on and so forth. Rinse and repeat, rock, paper, scissors, and that's pretty much how it goes. And this whole thing is not me pretty much doing a review. It's more about me pretty much contemplating about the fact that I should just go with my gut feeling instead of just thinking that every single game that comes out is not going to be as good as the other games in the series that came out before it. Because if I did give Mega Man 11 a shot like a year ago, then I would probably tell you guys the same thing that I'm telling you now. Mega Man 11 is still a really good Mega Man game. Is it the best game in the series? I think so, in my opinion. But other than that, it's still a great game that anybody, whether you're a new Mega Man player or whether you're an old Mega Man player, can still get into. But as a warning, this is still a pretty hard fucking game. Like, seriously, like the first time I played it, I died over 20 times, and that was on the first and the second stage. And I'm kid you not, this game is still challenging. But honestly, it would be a problem if it wasn't challenging, because that's what the Mega Man games have built itself up to. A challenging game to where both veterans and newcomers will pretty much get a taste of what's to come. And basically the entire point of a Mega Man game is to pretty much play through the levels just so you can learn more about the levels. That way it can give you a good idea of what boss you're going to face and everything. And like I said, the battles are still a rock, paper, scissors type of thing, where you have to guess which power up is going to kill the boss even faster, and you pretty much have to you know, figure that out on yourself. The game's not going to hold your hand, and you can always charge up your Mega Buster in order to kill the bosses, but that's going to take forever now, isn't it? And the best thing about this game, other than the double gear system and the fact that they managed to keep the gameplay formula alive, is the music. I freaking love the Mega Man series for one thing and one thing only: the music. And oh my Jesus, they pretty much took the music and just made it like an absolute treat to listen to. Even if I'm dying 100 times, I could still enjoy the music and everything. Like, hell, I pretty much like stop and pause the game just so I could pretty much play the music on my phone, and I'm still listening to it. I think my favorite music out of this whole game by far is the Tundra Man music. That one is a real zinger. So for anybody who's pretty much skeptical about Mega Man 11, I would say give this game a shot. If you're not going to be a fan of the double gear system or any of the new mechanics they're probably going to put in here, if you're a veteran Mega Man fan, you're probably going to hate it for a bit, but after you play it a little bit and get used to the controls and everything and how the mechanics are set up, you're definitely going to like this game. This game literally took me by surprise, and I didn't expect myself to like it for as much as I have. And like I said, I've been a long time Mega Man fan, so I'm pretty much a huge fan when it comes to the classic gameplay style, as much as I'm a huge fan when it comes to the Mega Man X gameplay style. I literally thought they were going to take the series and pretty much pooped all over it, but I was 100% wrong. I'm literally glad that I pretty much gave it a shot, and it's just more and more fun for me. Like, I'm still playing the game right now, and I haven't even beaten it and everything, and I'm definitely going to put Borderlands on postpone while I'm playing this game, because Jesus Christ, this game is just phenomenal. So yeah, if you ever see Mega Man 11 at your local store and everything, and if you're contemplating, don't contemplate, buy the game now, play it. I guarantee you, you're going to have a blast with it. But like I said, this isn't a review. This is just me telling you everything that you need to know about the game. And the one thing I actually enjoy out of the game that I forgot to pretty much mention was the cutscenes. Like, the voice acting is pretty much on par.
Double gear system. It puts an incredible strain on the robots that use it. And if it fell into the wrong hands, it could be used to cause terrible harm. At the time, a committee was convened, and Wiley's research was cancelled in favor of my independent thought research. Wiley never forgave me, and his views have grown ever more extreme since then. How ironic that my efforts to quench Wiley's hot-headedness before it led him astray only ended up fueling the fire.
Doctor, I never knew.
Like, it's so great that I think that it deserves its own animated series. Like, it makes you feel like this is part of a Mega Man animated series.
What makes a hero?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Well, not that one, but it's still out there for like having the potential to be something more than just a video game series. The voice acting was great, the music is great, the gameplay is fantastic and phenomenal. Like, what else do I need to say right now? Like, it's so great that I think that it deserves its own animated series. Like, it makes you feel like this is part of a Mega Man animated series. So if you haven't played Mega Man 11 yet, please stop watching this video, go play it right now. I don't care if you gotta buy it on PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, whatever the hell. I don't care if you gotta trudge out of your house to just go and get the game copy for yourself and everything. Just play the game. If you're a huge, longtime Mega Man fan and you haven't played it yet, please, for the love of God, play this game. I'm guaranteed you, the game is really, really good. Now, if you can excuse me, I'm going back to pretty much beating Acid Man's stage. Goodbye. No, seriously, goodbye. I'm leaving. This is the end of the video. Goodbye.